One thing that did surprise me was that when I saw in Germany that they decided to go back to the electric stations which had been powered by coal, they still had those. They didn't destroy them, but in Australia they seem to be destroying power stations which are fired by coal. And it makes me wonder, are German politicians more intelligent than Australian politicians?
Well, a couple of things. We had in South Australia and in Victoria absolute glee when the Labor governments destroyed something that taxpayers had bought. And they destroyed it such that it could never be used again. Now, any logical thinking would be that if you are going to change your industrial process, keep the old one there just in case something goes wrong. Just keep it there. This happens on most industrial sites. We didn't do that. This was ideological vandalism. In Germany, we had the Green Party actually supporting the reuse of nuclear power stations and the reuse of coal-fired power stations. So their Greens were pragmatic, our Greens are ideological. Our left in this country is into vulgarity, destruction and vandalism. And because of that, if we have a crisis, then we have a serious crisis in this country. Germany was able to avert that by switching on its coal-fired, both brown and black coal-fired power stations and its nuclear-powered fire stations. And the Greens were supportive of that.
If you were in the government of Australia, what would you be recommending in terms of energy? What should we be doing to keep energy in this country at a reasonable price and reliable?
I would immediately stop subsidies and let the market shake out. I would get rid of mandates such that as soon as you have electricity from wind or solar, then the coal-fired power stations have got to shut off. I would get rid of those, get rid of the subsidies, and I would change the legislation, both federal and state, such that we could have nuclear power stations, and I would make sure that we would have contracts that last for the life of a nuclear power station, and that would be 80-year contracts and maybe even 100-year contracts, such that those who would want to build a nuclear power station would have guarantees of being able to provide cheap and reliable electricity 24/7, 365 days a year. We don't have that at present, and we should just get out of the cities and look at how the farmers live. The farmer makes a loss or a profit depending upon the weather. We are now having energy systems where we have electricity or no electricity dependent upon the weather. That's just madness. So if I was king of the world, I'd kill off subsidies. Let the market do what the market does best, and that's make a profit.